Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about The Hive, Part 6. So, let's get right into it. As the years go past, it is now 2257.04.10. The war against the jungle heat bugs would be long over. The last of their species was destroyed years ago, and now remain only in history books, movies, and scary stories told to kids. Sosta 3 has also rebuilt itself and has healed from the damages of war. However, most positive of all would be the Hive's many different colonies on many different worlds. Kenny is one of the most well known, for it being the moon orbiting Canum 5, the planet where intelligent life was first discovered. As we study the more primitive race on the world below, we can't help but look within, and it was decided that the old ways of each hive city more or less defending itself with its own warriors would be a system not best for the hive as a whole. So a new separate branch known as the military would be truly formed. The system of this would be that each hive city must contribute a certain number of warriors to all join together in one greater army. And another thing to change is regarding armor. For nearly all their history, heat bugs have not worn armor because their exoskeletons and rock-solid muscles would be enough to defend themselves even from projectile weapons. But now, they must evolve with the times, and a set of green and brown armor would be created. The colors, while reminiscent to the jungle heat bugs, was widely chosen to help camouflage them within the mostly green environments of most worlds. This armor consists of a brown undersuit with fungus-based weaved fibers armor plates. These highly advanced sets of armors would also come with an even more advanced helmet with a heads-up display inside of it. This helmet would also have a glowing visor in order to strike fear into their enemy. In command of this new army would be none other than Glad 5. As an emperor, he is in charge of the military branch as a whole. However, ultimate control resides under the Queen Mother. As years of peace go by, with 24 worlds and moons colonized, and 17 of those fully controlled and inhabited by the Hive, things were going well. And in order to celebrate this, along with other things, deep under Fungera's surface, in the endless miles of tunnels, a massive new museum has been opened, showing off all kinds of alien life from many different planets across the nation. Massive beasts from the deepest oceans, colossal monsters of gas giants, to majestic animals from lush forests, to deadly tundra predators. Some of these predators have been killed and are now stuffed as trophies, and even make some of the most dangerous predators our ancestors had to face seem cute and cuddly. This massive underground museum would become one of the most prized locations within all of the nation, but not as important as the Queen Mother's throne room that's also deep under Fungera's surface. As the Hive continues to do nothing but grow, life quality has grown as well, so much so that the average drone, thanks to advancements in medicine, now can live a healthy life all the way to 90 rather than their regular natural lifespan of 60. The endless amounts of food, the raw amount of resources harvested across the nation would all be traded and shared with one another. To make things easier in the way of trading and communication, advancements would be made in light speed technology, so every world within the Hive is connected together. This is very important as heat bugs are highly social creatures, and as the nation grows, no other world comes to mind faster than Nunus 2, with it becoming a true powerhouse of a planet. Thanks to its fertile, damp soil, endless fields of fungus and mold would be grown, with even massive herds of fung walkers freely grazing on the planet's vast moss fields. Also, the world has a frankly unfathomable amount of metal wealth. Nunus, too, would be so important it holds the title of second most important world in the entire Hive, just second to Fungera itself. Yet another planet within the nation that would truly capture the minds and imagination of the Hive is the world known as Aphris II. This planet would have strangely vast oceans of green water, while its surface would be dominated by massive black trees with soft purple leaves. However, a large amount of the planet is volcanic wasteland, composed of molten rock and liquid metal. And it would be here where the strangest and most unique creature would be, the god Multosaur. These molten metal and silver-based creatures would crawl along the world on their 6 powerful legs, with the power to even spit up large amounts of molten metal at their enemies. This animal was soon seen as a problem, though. However, in time, this mighty beast would be tamed. The Hive as a people would decide not to simply wipe out this one-of-a-kind creature, but rather peacefully tame it. And as a result of this, the Hive now commands true beast. And with this being a precedent of peace, the different species of the Multosaur family tree would all be tamed, and there are some who are even loyal and playful pets, perfect for the social heat bugs. So now, with this connected nation, with one single goal to further the people as a whole, it would seem things are looking good for the Hive. However, all these achievements would draw the attention of something else. On 2259.02.03, a large transport ship would be lost in the void of space. All communications would fail to reach the ship. Most strange is, the vessel was highly advanced and had the latest model of communications on board, and is the most advanced cargo ship there is. And the area of space it was traveling was, while not fully explored in some parts, the ship itself was going through parts of space that were well traveled and documented. So how would this happen? With the military of the Hive now a well-oiled and efficient army, the latest model of warship would be sent. Queen's Dagger Mark II, a true advancement over the old relics of the first line. This ship, while still a half-mile in length, would have stronger armor hull with basic shielding and faster engines, and even a few plasma-based cannons. Another reason for sending this class of ship is that it has top-of-the-line communication systems. So this ship was sent forth to investigate what happened. To the public, and most within the Hive, this disappearance of the cargo ship was believed to have been a space rock collision. However, the Queen Mother herself would not fully believe this story, and waits for real proof. However, after 2 days of constant communication with the warship, all of a sudden, it would drop. All signs of the ship are gone. Even on radar, the ship can't even be located. This would send massive waves of tension throughout the nation. No random small space rock can take down a ship of that scale, while any that could would be seen and avoided way before collision. Something was wrong, and this mystery must be determined. As the days go on, communication would be lost with not just another ship, but a whole planet. The world of Breg 6, a planet newly colonized in the outskirts of the nation's territory, is one that is remote, but yet is well inhabited and supports massive cities. Yet, most strange of all would be the destination of the lost cargo ship. This news would be all that's needed for the Queen Mother to send Fungera's Will and its accompanying fleet. Fungera's Will being the only Mother's Spear class warship, 3 miles long and armed to the teeth with armor and weapons. A period close to war would be declared throughout the entire nation. Fungera's Will would be sent with over 20 smaller Empress-class warships. This mighty fleet would make its way through lightspeed to Breg 6. Meanwhile, as this is going on, the Queen Mother talks with her emperors on how this could happen and how to calm tensions. One way they would calm down the nation was with roasted saw jaw meat in all food chambers. This delicious meat would, in truth, settle down the public, but still, answers are needed. After some time, and some stress, and even worry, Fungera's Will has arrived at Breg 6. The planet was still there, and there is no sign of the world being harmed by a space rock or a cosmic storm. The planet's 3 small moons still orbit, and stranger yet, the world is still a lush green and clean blue, telltale signs of a thriving, alive world, as if it was never harmed. Yet, strangely, all communications with the surface of the planet would fail, and nobody would respond. After failed attempt after failed attempt, it was decided, with the blessing of the Queen Mother, it was time to investigate the surface. Many transport ships would exit from the warships and descend through the atmosphere to the world below. Getting closer to the planet, they split up in order to explore the location of every Hive city, and breaking through the clouds, in little to no time, they have reached their target. The warriors on the surface would report the news to the higher ranks on Fungera's Will, and the news is chilling. No one around, no bodies, no eggs, no sign of battle. Everyone is just gone. As the troops on the ground explore deeper into the tunnels of the Hive cities, things only get stranger. Every egg in the hatching chamber are gone. Food still fresh in the food chambers, and every last drop of heat bug honey and royal jelly all gone. Yet fung walkers and meat bugs would still remain going about their lives, just without a shepherd to guide them. As the hours go past, constant communication would be maintained with Fungera. The Queen Mother and her emperors would all be fully confused about what's going on. Within the Queen Mother's throne room, some talk of an alien invasion ravaging the planet would become a leading theory. Yet, where are the bodies? Some say it's the cosmic Sawjaw, here to wipe out their people and all life across the stars. But then, why are all the other life forms unharmed? Another suggests a virus has ravaged the planet, but still, where are all the bodies? There is no evidence of the heat bugs inhabiting the world besides their architecture. As the warriors on the world return to their transport ships, and then to their respective warships, a small possibility, yet one to fear, would come true. Revealing itself from behind the world's main moon would appear an alien ship. The vessel itself would be massive, around 2 miles, with primitive architecture and basic shapes making it up. Its dark gray armor would be contrasted with many different, almost vein-like systems that pump and glow a strange yellow color, covering nearly the whole ship. with this being the first spacefaring alien civilization ever discovered. The warships would quickly inform the Queen Mother about this situation, and while all the higher ranks are being briefed and deciding what to do, a message would be broadcasted, not just to the warships around Break 6, but across the whole Hive, across every media, on every world, and every ship. This broadcast would be played, and it's not ours. In the broadcast would be laughter. Then, a simple message. It would simply explain to us that our people are now property of the Imperial Provider Company. The broadcast would continue on by saying how they decoded and understand our inferior language, that our virus-like spread will be contained so we may become cattle for them. We will be used as nothing but food. They would even go on to say that if we resist, that our primitive empire would be crushed and destroyed, so that no one will ever remember us. Communication would be maintained with Fungera and the warships, and they would all talk. The Queen Mother would be outraged at this attack, and then this broadcast to insult her people would burn a fire of hatred in her heart and across the Hive itself. However, with all her grace, the Queen Mother decided to attempt peace talks in order to communicate and maybe end any further violence with this new alien race. This was ordered as the Queen Mother explained to the whole of the Hive that we are a cultured race, one not just of war, but art and philosophy, and even with great might we must show forgiveness and understanding, and reach out to this alien race for one more chance of peace. And so it was. Fungera's will would open communications with this alien vessel before them. Broadcasted would be endless achievements of our species, our history, our art, to even music. We would even send the recording of the first baby drone to be hatched on Sosta 3, and how we wish to share this beautiful galaxy with them, not as enemies or rivals, but as friends. Continuing on by explaining the galaxy is so massive, so vast, and so precious that we can't stain its wonder with bloodshed for no reason. Our message to them, in order to show that there is just simply too much beauty in the galaxy for war, this message would play for an hour. Then an hour ended, and the communications ended as well. An uneasy, near-racking 5 minutes would follow. The alien vessel would do nothing. No communication would be sent, no messages or anything. Another 5 minutes would pass, and all of the Hive would wait for this very important response. This may very well determine the future of our species. But then, the alien ship responded. Its many yellow vein-like lights that would cover its hull would grow brighter and brighter, till finally a wave of energy was sent right at Fungera's will and the rest of the fleet. This wave of yellow energy would fly at great speeds at the fleet, seemingly going to engulf the whole armada. Quickly, Fungera's will powers up its shields and arms its cannons, along with all the other ships within the fleet. However, it is too late. The wave of energy slams into the ship. For a brief moment, it passes through the ship. It lights up everything inside of every vessel and spreads across it in a blinding flash of light. However, after the wave passed, nothing happened. No shaking, no loss of power, communications are still fully active, not even a single scratch on the ship's armor hull. As everyone chuckles a little out of nervousness. That's when the horror began. All at once, while no one was expecting it, most of the heat bugs on every ship, to even the Empress herself in command of Fungera's will, would begin to glow an unnatural yellow color. They then scream in pain and agony as, to the horror of the others, they begin to turn into small pixel boxes. These boxes then fall to the floor and break apart into mist. Slowly, piece by piece, countless heat bugs slowly break apart, falling to the ground, turning into a little mist, only for them to disappear. And finally, at the end of 30 seconds of pure agony, screaming, and horror, they are just gone. With communication still up with the Queen Mother, it would become immediate what the problem was, and the Queen Mother would immediately order Fungera's will to attack this enemy ship. This is war, so without a moment wasted, the remaining crew members would man their stations and open fire, unleashing untold megatons of plasma shots at the enemy ship. With such firepower, space itself would seem to glow red hot. However, every single shot that got close to the enemy ship would simply be deflected away into the distance in another direction. There would be no sign of them hitting a shield, but just simply changing course. This would not be acceptable, so the Hive would then fire many missiles with absolute megatons worth of explosive power to them, right at the hostile ship. Yet once more, the rockets would be deflected, and within a few moments, a massive rift in space opens up. Yellow light pours out of this opening, and the enemy ship would simply travel into this rift, only to disappear and the rift to close without any trace. And just like that, the enemy ship was gone. As confusion and anger spreads across the Hive on what just happened, the nation as a whole would declare a state of war. Yet deep under Fungera's surface, the Queen Mother herself would have no clue how to combat such an enemy. Yet all across the Hive, countless military factories power up and smelt untold million tons of metal to be used in warships. Extra drones would molt and turn into warriors to then suit up into military gear and be prepared for battle. As a single species, they unite to defend their place in the greater galaxy, and to ensure future generations of their people can thrive among the stars. However, as the Hive prepares for war, a yellow rift would open in the orbit of Fungera. With a matter of moments, a massive alien ship of a size greater than any of the largest warships ever produced by the heat bugs would exit the rift. Someone has found Fungera.